just outside forthcoming, just asking people what they think about Chelmsford. What do you love about Chelmsford? What would you like to see changed in Chelmsford over the next year? Oh my goodness, people loved it. And we found if we walked up to people and said, do you love Chelmsford? We got very strong reactions, either yes or no, but it brought out a lot of
people love being asked questions. There was that bloke, wasn't there? I know somebody did an advert. There was that bloke who took a sofa into town centres and just said, "Can I have a conversation with me?"
Wow.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? And I mean, normal times we had day chaplains on duty. Most of them are retired vicars, but that one of them said to me a while ago, doing this here, and he did once a month for a few hours, renewed why he got ordained in the first place, because it was just normal encounters. It was doing stuff. It was normal encounters. For mostly people with no explicit faith, but of course all those conversations are about faith.
Do you want to go first, Phil? And,
I know I can do this.
now this is really helpful because it will help us to be able to explain to others what they're letting themselves in for. Yes.
So if you push the door to when you
yeah, I'll do that.
And crucially use the rope.
Yes, I understand that.
You don't need it. Because the last thing you want is falling backwards down the stairs. So if you push the door to, Dave.
Yes.
Because most of the steps absolutely fine, and somebody might want to keep worn. I mean, some of these steps have been here since the 1240s, which is quite a long time ago.
Amazing.
And you see little views from the little portholes. You know that? But if you see what I mean, you wouldn't want 15 people trying to trip up here.
No, you're right. You need people who've got a little bit of agility.
And Durham Cathedral, of course, has a lift up its tower.
Does it?
You still got to do the last bit on stairs, but they're quite grand stairs. In the Derby, I mean, we used to have open days on the tower, which was great because it was much more accessible than this is. But this is not.
I see what you mean. Yes, we have to.
That's why it's really important to go up here before we make a plan, because
Definitely.
access is more challenging than it first looks.
Do you know what though, there's something about a challenge to get up.
Oh yeah. High places and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can see why somebody who has mobility issues, or vertebrae.
Yeah, but even a heart condition.
Well, I see what you mean about it getting narrow at the end.
Yeah, well, this is the end, but you'll soon be flooded with light, I promise, as long as I don't drop the key to the padlock. Oh, that's nice.
Nice day.
Now you'll see what an awkward step the last bit is. So do be careful.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
might be a bit cooler up here, but it's not.
No, I don't imagine so.
But it feels really safe and secure. But the nice thing is that actually, look,
Just a case of me unwinding. Being a big guy. Wow. We're out. Wow.
Take a picture from here. This is the place.
that's amazing. I first came up here when we were doing lots of work on the tower.
Yeah.
And there was the platform was right up there, and that's quite scary. Uniquely, our weather frame on top is a dragon.
Oh wow.
I don't know what the dragon's doing up there, but and it's really helpful, you know, even when you've got lots of people up there. Just try and stay on the wood.
Yes.
Yes.
Just the neck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can see what I was found later coming up here is you can see how Chelmsford is in a bowl of hills.
Yes.
Cambury Hill over there, that's Galleywood over there, and we're the river valley flowing through it. So you see all sorts of ways in which we're connected. You know, it's only 14 miles along the river to Malden. I do that walk often a day, just to kind of remind myself of that. And
It's interesting, yeah, because when it from its Roman and origins, it must have had a real attraction in those days because of its geography.
yeah, because it's the way you can cross the river.
That's right, Chelmsford.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I mean, when we did work on the tower a few years ago, our archaeologist came looking for Roman stones in the tower.
Really?
We couldn't find any, which was not quite helpful, to be honest.
Yeah, they were.
But they almost certainly are, because they used them in rebuilding.
Yes, I guess so. Because the Romans left for a while, and it was sort of the Anglo-Saxons, whatever, took over, and yes, they would have used a lot of that Roman
Do you know
infrastructure.
Do you know Bradwell?
Yes, yes,
Because we are responsible for the chapel of Bradwell,
yes.
which is the oldest,
I've
right on the sea, yeah. Right
St.
just
Sed's
beside
Chapel.
Stonehenge. And it's the oldest church building in Britain,
really?
and the 19th oldest building of any kind. And it's simply because Sed was an evangelist from Northumberland, well, Yorkshireman, but trained in Northumberland. Yeah. I'm Mancunian, so there. But he trained on Holy Island, and he and his brother Chad went off to be the evangelist to the West Midlands. And Sed came down here. It was really interesting. The Venerable Bede says Sed taught these rough people the Christian way of life insofar as they could take it. So it was hard ground for evangelism in the 7th century.
Yeah.
So I think it's just worth remembering. It's hard ground for evangelism all those years ago. But when he built a mission centre at Tilbury, and there's no remains of that at all.
Okay.
And because it probably wouldn't. But when he got to Bradwell, there was the remains of a Roman fort. So they built their mission station out of stones, and it's still there. Well, so the chapel itself still stands, and it's made solidly of Roman stones.
Brilliant.
And I think that this kind of project, to have a day out there, and the Athona community, well, pretty wild, so live next door, but they're very hospitable.
The thing is, there's a real. I was speaking to a church leader recently, and he was saying how God is trying to deconstructing the church back to the 1st century, which goes back to that end of Acts thing. And there's something about the connection of the ancient and the modern.
We've never left that. It's all right. For all the ills of the Church of England,
I think that's interesting. Yeah.
This building has been here for nearly 1,000 years.
Yes.
When Bradwell Chapel, which I'm delighted to respond. And we don't really do anything in the chapel. There's a little service there once a week.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's just still space. We haven't even got a key for the door. It's brilliant. So during COVID we had to find a way of locking it, and people just go there and sit in it.
Yeah, I've sat in there 2 or 3 times in the
I think rather like coming up here, there's a remoteness about the chapel which is its gift. In strange.
Yeah.
It does make you realise when I come up here that most modern buildings, nobody thought about the view from the roof of the roof.
No.
But it's just hideous, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Whereas look at the Hoffman's building over there, and Marriage's Mill.
Yeah.
Oh, really, they bothered about that architecture for a ball bearing.
Yeah.
Well, it's flats in there, so. 1-bedroom flat is, I think, it's normal.
But this is the whole thing about taking a different view, surveying. There's my church, there's my parish, there's my. Actually, how does Jesus see this?
There's my home.
What's he doing? What's he doing out there amongst people who yet do not know him as Lord and Saviour? And how can we join in with his mission to make disciples who make disciples?